There are certain experiences which you will not get until you try it or you say yes to it. I don't think I would actively pursue a holiday destination to Bangladesh, but it was exactly because of this. You could say it's an opportunity that made me want to join such an adventure. It lets you tell stories to not just your children, but to your grandchildren in the future. That, hey, look, when I was your age, I made an adventure to Dhaka, Bangladesh.
So here I am in an easy bike. Colloquially, this is known as a nosy mode. Essentially, it is an electric motorcycle that has a sort of a rickshaw setting.
You know I love you, babe. So much I'll be a slave. But we both know you crazy. Although I love you tough, you
Even the bicycle is winning over us. So it must go to show that we are indeed not very fast. Oh, it's a very heavy hump.
even moving, babe. Even moving, babe.
So in Bangladesh, there were different modes of transport. You have the rickshaws, the battery bicycles, cars, motorcycles, and tuk-tuk looking taxis. Traffic gets very congested, and that itself sort of, depicts the traffic story in Bangladesh. It's just jammed everywhere.
Whole footpath is occupied by the hawkers. And people have to walk on the street. Now you'll see human jam, not traffic jam. You'll find not a square street released for you. Basically, this is a normal day, not that this is a very special occasion. This way. Look at the road. This is one of the major corridors out of three. If you look at the proportion, mostly it's private car. Look at the motorcycle. It's getting increased because it's giving you the way out of this whole congestion from one point to another. If you look at it, not a single bus yet to see. If there could be public transportation in proper, 8 to 9 cars can be replaced by one bus, or maybe more. So if you consider the capacity of this road, it can be improved 8 to 10 times only by replacing from private car to bus. And also double-decker bus and connected bus could be a beautiful solution. The problem is, look at the cars. They are owned by the policy level people. They are owned by the people who are going to execute it. They are not going to give up because they need their comfort first. It's like personal interest versus the collective interest. The private car share is only 8%. So if 8% can be compromised, you are facilitating 92% people. So which one you want to take? It's your choice.
I see.
গিয়ার চেঞ্জ করতে হয়, এরপরে ট্রাফিক ঝামেলা আছে, দেখা যায় যে রাস্তার পাশে বড় বড় গাড়ি রেখে দেয়, ঠিক আছে, তাদের কোনো ঝামেলা নাই। কিন্তু বাইক সাধারণত এই যে আমি এখানে পার্কিং করছি, ঠিক আছে, পার্কিংয়ের জন্য মামলা দিয়ে দেয়।
আর মেনলি আরও বাস যেগুলো যাত্রীবাহী বাস আছে এগুলাই উল্টাপাল্টা পার্কিং করেই জ্যামটা সৃষ্টি করে। মূলত আমাদের ট্রাফিক সিস্টেমটা আরও আপডেট করা উচিত, কারণ যে যার মতো ইচ্ছা মতো চলাফেরা করি। আর লাইসেন্সহীন গাড়ি যেগুলো আছে এগুলো সরাইতে হবে।
The traffic problem in Bangladesh is a very apparent one. Majority of the problems goes down to the infrastructure of Bangladesh. Iqbal Habib shared with me the larger infrastructure project built to solve the congestion problem.
This was an abundant water retention area. Historically, it was a place where elephants used to come and get shower. There wasn't any connections other than this stinky water body. It became a dumping area for sewer water and all kind of garbage. Our city expanded with 3 major north-south bound corridors, and they were not connected in east-west side. So that was one of the major reasons it became congested. When we were trying to rescue this retention area to safeguard from flash flood of the city, we also found that there is a possibility of having a circular road connecting two major north-south corridors out of the 3. And that's where we also introduced overpass and underpass so that uninterrupted, without signal, we can have a connectivity. At the same time, we introduced with this water body a water transportation modality to shift some of the traffic from burden of the road to water body.
I see. And how long did this endeavor take to come to fruition?
I think you understand this part of the world, almost 5.5 years, we reclaimed the awareness among the people of its importance, and we also make it a public issue by social movement that this is an important issue to retain the water as well as the connectivity. And after 5.5 years as a test phase, and then with an integral participation of a lot of organizations for the first time in Dhaka, this became an integrated development project. And then, after 3.5 years, constant endeavor, it is done.
What would you say are some of the challenges which you face during, the solving of this problem?
First, believing in the dream, the vision. Second, public participation and awareness. Third, integration of a lot of disintegrated organizations having one integrated project.
Definitely, the government is putting in effort. But for all governments, first, it's got many things on its hands, so the government may be too slow moving or perhaps may have too much inertia. And that becomes an opportunity for the Bangladeshi people who dare to venture, who are entrepreneurial in spirit.
We already registered 70,000 customers in our platform, and every day almost 3,000 people get the parking from the parking code. So we are growing fast, but we want to go more faster. We want to scale it. That's why we are asking you to invest to parking koi. We are looking for $600,000 right now. So if we can get that money, within 2 years, we can actually hit $1 million every month. We are trying to solve that parking problem. This is the footpath where people can walk, right? But you can see the car, they leave it right here. So people cannot actually walk. And this is risky, right? The other car is coming from this side. They could meet there, and the people actually walk on this footpath. They cannot walk, right? So
I see.
That's the problem we want to solve with our parking koi application, mobile application.
Okay.
I actually live in US. I study over there. My goal is what I learned over there, I actually use it to solve my country's problem.
So if I have to find a nearby parking for my car, how would I use your app?
Whenever you are looking for a parking, you just have to open our app and click the hourly button, and then it's actually search the parking in your 500 meter, and then all the parking pop-ups here.
So it even tells you how much the parking is per hour.
Yeah. Then you are select the nearest parking, and then you want to know the details like how much it is. It's showing it's actually 20 taka. Then you just have to send the request. We are just waiting for the host to accept our request. It's so easy. It's just 2 clicks. Yes, our host already accept the request. So we are going to the parking.
That's very clever.
Last year, whenever I try to go somewhere and I drive my car myself, and I always say, where is the parking? Parking koi means is, where is the parking?
Oh.
So everywhere you go, you always ask, where is the parking? Where I can park it?
So coil means where?
Where, yeah.
I see.
In Bengali, it says where. Parking koi.
Right,
Yeah.
So that's actually what it means.
Some people, they even don't use their car before because they don't know, when they go somewhere, they don't know where to park. Now they can go anywhere without any tension.
Would you do the payment over at the parking booth, or would you do it through the app?
We have the flexibility, so you can actually park by cash in the parking booth, or you can also pay by online payment. Like you can use the credit card or you can use the mobile payment to pay. It's actually up to the customer how they comfortable to pay.
Right.
Actually, every metropolitan city has the same problem, right? So we want to solve it here, then take this model and take it to the Southeast Asia, every country, and solve that problem as well. So here is one of our parking places. You want to see the individual car is like hourly parking. We are working with big brands like Honda, Mercedes-Benz, and Foodpanda. So those companies actually also, park their fleet in this parking place.
How is it that you secure, these parking locations on your app? Do you have to go to one and every one of them to say, hey, look, I have this app. Would you be interested in this?
Yes, we always go to the parking host and ask them, like, if you have a parking place, you can give it to us. We will find the customer, we'll get the money, and we will give you the share what you deserve.
So you were saying that you could pay the parking through the app, right? So if you pay through the app and I were to drive in, would the parking sensor know the vehicle?
We are using the computer vision, and it actually know your car registration number, and it open automatically.
Oh.
And it is to let you in and you just park.
Wow, that is very clever. How much does it cost, to park over here?
When you park here, you just have to pay 30 taka for car for 2 hours, first 2 hours, and for bike, it's only 20 taka.
The parking call is quite a clever app, but I also think that because it is an app, it can be quite easily replicated. In the future, they might find startups who have the same idea competing in the same space. If they have the first mover advantage and they move fast, they become the largest, they will win the market. On the other hand, if a competitor comes in fairly quickly and challenges them to be the market leader, then it could be quite a tough situation. Bangladesh is a frontier market. Amongst all the neighboring countries, Bangladesh is the only one that has a constant GDP growth that exceeds the neighboring country. One of the contributing factors came from the garments industry. They are ranked second in terms of export. And actually, having said that, if I review my inner shirt, right, this is from Marks and Spencer's, and it's from Bangladesh.
Giving it all up.
If you look at the Bangladesh growth story in the last 20 plus years, every year the economy is growing between 6 to 8%. You would not find that kind of growth in any emerging or in some frontier markets. You know, we have 170 million people, and it's an economy close to $300 billion economy growing 5 to 7% a year. So it's quite a unique story. Not too many investors would know about it. We were kind of the first mover to invest in Bangladeshi growth companies.
What are the regulations, coupled with investing in Bangladesh?
Bangladesh as a country is very investor friendly. There is no regulation in terms of ownership, but I wish the regulators become more friendly toward these commercial risk capital investments. Because here, we are taking the risk. We're not asking the company guarantee us some kind of return. We're not asking government to even give us some kind of guarantee of our investment. I can see that large funds are kind of sniffing around. They still don't feel overly confident, but that process has started.
Are there any notable exits from your fund that you would like to share?
Yes, recently one of our company, Runner Automobile, went public. It manufactures motorcycles.
This is a story of a company going places and keeping promises, passionate about giving every rider the ride they desire.
If we want to survive, if we want to make this company for a long life, definitely we have to go through this process to make it public. The property belongs to the nation. Property belongs to the public. Otherwise, when the entrepreneur die, company also die. This is the very normal statistics all over the world. Successfully, we have gone to IPO in the middle of this year. This is the main thought. Painting for a motorcycle is a very, very important part, because this part people can see and immediately they can judge the quality of the motorcycle. We have 3 paint shops here. One paint shop for the plastic items, one paint shop for the fuel tank, and another paint shop for the chassis.
That's a very nice color over there.
This red is the most favorite color for the customers.
Who are the main players in the motorcycle manufacturing industry?
It is dominated by the imported motorcycle, not locally manufactured. The other brands, mostly from India, like Bajaj, TVS. Bajaj is the market leader here.
How do you compete with popular foreign brands?
There are a few segments in the motorcycle market. We are targeting less than 100cc models. In this area, the other foreign competitors are not present here. So we are trying to satisfy our rural area customers
in a affordable price for them. They pay 10% down payment and balance paying 24 installment. In this way, we are competing with the renowned brands of the world. Giving mobility in the rural area, they are more active. It is helping our rural economy to go.
This is the welding section. They actually joined. For one chassis, it need more than 160 components to join together. Here you can see how we are punching our frame.
Are all the parts manufactured in the runner's factory?
Not all parts. We have developed vendors, the seat, the chain, and plastic items that we are taking from our vendor.
What do you think are some of the problems this sector faces?
The government is helping motorcycle industries. They have given duty reduction in income tax, others. A lot of facilities are there. But the government policy, it is changing almost every year. In last year, in the policy, some taxes, especially VAT, imposed on the locally manufactured motorcycle. It is affecting our sale because the price has slightly gone up. We are talking with the government to make a policy for little long term, at least 5 years, no change. Other foreign investment also may come, and local people also will be more interested to invest. If they see every year just changes, some hesitation may come.
What are your future plans for growth expansion of Runner?
In next 10 years, we are planning to take our turnover 3 times from now. The economy of Bangladesh is growing in a very good pace. We are expecting the purchasing power of the people will go up. So it's a very prospective market. And we also want to expand our business in the overseas market. Nepal, Bhutan we have done. Myanmar market is still volatile, and the Laos customers' choice is a little different. In the West, all the countries, if you start from India, Pakistan, Iran, even in the African countries, we want at least 50-50. 50% is the local sale and 50% will come from the export.
Hafizu Rahman Khan. He is known as the father of the SME, or sometimes the pioneer of the industrialization in Bangladesh itself. I asked him, I said, running a company so big, right? What is, something that troubles you, a lot? He said, when you have a small company, 50 employees or maybe even 100 employees, if you make a mistake, you can correct the mistake and survive. However, if you have a company that's over 1,000 people, that particular mistake could possibly be fatal. Imagine his large customer defaults on payment. This will not be an excuse for Runner to not pay 1,000 of his employees. As a company scales, cash flow becomes extremely important. Something, as a startup owner or, a small business owner may not realize until they eventually grow the company to a level which is similar to an MNC.
So we are in Old Dhaka, walking to find Norman. He's going to show us where they do modifications of these motorcycles. So what are you guys doing? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to actually wrap it with protection. This is called PPF. So PPF is meant to protect the paint of the bike from further damages.
Hello.
Hi Norman. Hey Elijah. Nice to meet you. Where are you bringing me today?
I bring you to the biker shop where you can find a second-hand bike.
And here we are.
They have a low to high price bike in this shop. We have a popular bike brand called Yamaha. We have a Hang, Hero Hang.
Okay.
You can find all the branded, on the famous branded in this shop.
So I've seen a couple of your YouTube videos where you have up to 130,000 subscribers.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my another vlog. I love to ride bike, and there are lots of people who love to ride bike. Wings Dhaka Limited waiting room. My main goal is just explore the shop. I give them the information regarding the bike or biking industry. And where you can find the second-hand bike, where you can find original parts, because lots of duplicate parts, and where you can modify your bike.
So you sort of became the Norman, the guru in the motorcycle parts.
Yes. Because we cannot find the spare parts. Sometimes we stop our bike because we have no parts.
Oh,
so we
wow.
wait for 1 month, 2 months.
Wow.
For original parts. So this is the Bongshal. You can find all motorcycle parts and modification shop in here. This is Maula, Maula Enterprise. In here you can find small spare parts like timing chain, timing garter, all parts are available here.
And over here, what do we have? Shock absorber.
Shock jumper.
Okay. Wow, it's really quite heavy for the motorcycle, so the ride is smoother.
The foreign investors think that Bangladesh is the next and upcoming country to invest in. But I feel at this point in time, it is still quite a closed circle. You have to have perhaps some sort of relationship that goes beyond the business one before opportunities may become apparent.
We have to work on the investment and business climate in this country. Firstly, it has to provide all the investor services that the investors need, what we call one-stop service center.
How is it that these policies are making this easier for institutional investors or any other investors worldwide?
It's a portal. You can go to the internet and you can lodge your application, and your application will automatically go to the agencies which are relevant, and all the approvals and permits or whatever you need would be provided for ease of doing business improvement. It will improve the investment climate and will make Bangladesh more attractive to foreign investors. We have to create country image so that the positive aspects of this country is highlighted. Last year, globally, FDI has fallen by 13%, but FDI has grown in Bangladesh by 68%, the highest in the world. Even though the base is still low, given that Bangladesh is very strategically located between two of the largest markets in the world, China and India. Around Bangladesh, there are countries like Myanmar and Nepal and Bhutan. So Bangladesh is increasingly becoming a hub, a very attractive destination for any investor.
Do you think there should be some policies to prevent international competition?
I'm a great believer in competition. At the end of the day, in order to survive globally, we have to be competitive in everything. The government is spending a lot on human resources. In the next 2 years, we'll be training thousands of young people to be an entrepreneur. And that will definitely change the landscape of investment and business in this country.
I'm sure an investment authority would want to have a few unicorn startups in Bangladesh. Whether the unicorn startups themselves generate, considerable amount of GDP for the country as a whole, I feel is not really the crux of the issue. These unicorn startups are more like flagship companies for the government, where they can flaunt that, hey, look, I've got this unicorn startup that was created from Bangladesh. They can then bolster their confidence to foreign investors who will then say, oh, this is very impressive. I will now put my money into your country.
Here likes traffic. We started with the hope that maybe we can help Dhaka's infrastructure in some way. Maybe we could crowdsource public transportation. And we did. 5 million times when people thought of moving, they thought of us.
Our design team. And these guys make sure that our app always looks very, very nice and, it's focused on our users. So this entire section is our tech team. We have one of the largest tech teams in the country, and we take pride that every line of code that we have is written in Bangladesh. So everything that you see, all the support tools, the user app, everything is made over here. The engineers love to just keep on coding. So this section is like open 24 hours. We work very late in the night.
This was your office? It's called a dungeon master. So you are the dungeon master.
So this was the meeting room. Okay. I kind of converted it.
What dragons are you slaying today?
Today is customer service. The problem really is that the more trips you do, the more tickets you need to solve.
What are the majority of the customer service dissatisfaction about?
Can't use promo properly. Can you please give me a request? People just keep on asking these things, right? So we needed to bring in a lot of product changes, redesigning the SOP so that we just don't have to use any people. These are automated.
কিভাবে যাব এই টেনশনে থামবে না কারো পথ চলা এভাবেই রাইড ফুড ও ডেলিভারি সার্ভিস দিয়ে পাঠাও চালু রাখছে আপনাকে বাংলাদেশকে তাই আমাদের সাথেই থাকুন যাত্রা তো সবে শুরু পাঠাও মুভিং বাংলাদেশ
At first, it just started as a very small logistics company with only 5 bikes. It was our own bikes or our friends' bikes that we just pulled together. We had a call center, and the call center was basically just people calling my phone, or they would just WhatsApp me, and I would just patch them to a certain driver and tell the driver, hey, go from point A to point B and pick that person up. What really gave us that traction was when we really democratized the system by launching an app. It was very easy to do the dispatch. Anyone can bring in their bikes and drive in the platform. And very quickly we went from 5 drivers to 50 drivers to 50,000 drivers.
there any similar apps that was providing the service?
Bike sharing in Bangladesh was not very popular. Dhaka is what we call a supply constrained market. There isn't a lot of ways that you can move around. You have the rickshaws, and there is almost 500,000 of them, but they only go very small distances. They're all pedal powered. For a city of 20 million people, only about 5,000 buses run. So the buses are generally like overpacked, and people are just standing, and the service isn't also that great. You have the three-wheelers. They were supposed to go on a meter, but because the supply is so low and the demand is so high, they basically always work in a perpetual state of surge, right? So it always costs much more higher than in CNG than it's supposed to. And there's only a very, very few taxis. So when we actually launched motorbikes, we not only just created an app or a service, we actually created a new form of transportation, a new category of transportation. That's why it became very popular very fast.
Do you think what you're doing is solving a crucial problem?
The speed of movement and the speed of life over here is very slow. And that's a problem that's close to me. Back in 2015, it usually used to take me about 3 hours just to go home from my university. You have to take the bus and then go and walk a little bit and take the bus again. Providing a faster mode of transportation, right? Something that used to take 2 hours, same distance, takes only like 40 minutes. A Pathao ride, a 7-kilometer ride on an average costs only about 120 taka. On a bus, a 7-kilometer would probably cost like 20 or 30 taka. But here's the thing, right? You don't really just take a bus ride. You have to have the last mile transportation, which is usually done by rickshaws. So comparatively, the prices actually kind of match up, because instead of using 3 different transportations, you're using one. And of course, there is nothing faster than a motorbike, so the time savings is huge.
What other opportunities do you think exists in the sector?
Just in Dhaka alone, there are 20 million trips that happen. Even if you combine all the trips that all the ride-sharing apps does, it's less than 1% of the total commute that we're actually solving. I do think that does present an opportunity, because at the end of the day, it's a commodity. People need to go from point A to point B.
Many of the ideas that come about from starting a startup lies on the fact that there is a problem. For the many Bangladeshi people, a motorcycle is indeed the only way of transport to get to your destination on time. But I don't know whether Pathao does indeed solve the congestion problem, because people may buy more motorcycles than it helps the people in the congestion, but it may not actually solve the congestion problem. Pathaos, grab a bike, destination, car, hut, searching for a bike, and we got a bike. Accept. So that was very easy. It's almost like any car or bike sharing app. Here we are. We are on our way to Car Hut. This is our female driver. What is your name?
My name is Shahana Akhtar Putul. I am a rider, Pathao rider. This is in the Samsad Bhavan, Bangladesh Samsad Bhavan.
Oh, they got on the bus. successfully.
আরে ভাই এনে ধরলে ভালো, এনে না ধরলে ওটা ধরো আমার ইজ্জত খাইবেন নি, আমার মহল্লার মানুষ দেখলে আমার দিয়া লাইব। প্যাসেঞ্জার বসলে খুব সেফে বসে, তো আরো পিছে বসে ওইখানে ধরে।
This is kind of like a Fast and Furious. As the traffic light clears, let's zoom past ahead.
No.
No. I think the speed is about, let's see. Oh, 40 km per hour. Okay, we have reached our destination. Thank you so much. Can you tell me why is it that you wanted to be a Patao driver?
পাঠাও চালাচ্ছি সংসারের অভাব, তো এই সাংসারিক যত খরচ আছে সব কিছু আমার বহন করতে হয়। 3 পিস বিক্রি করেছি, 3 পিস বিক্রি করতাম, চা বিক্রি করতাম, চা পান সিগারেট এগুলো বিক্রি করতাম, তারপর 3 পিস বিক্রি করতাম। না, আগে আসলে এতটা ইনকাম, এখন যেটা করি মোটামুটি চলা যায়, কিন্তু আগে এতটা ইনকাম করতে পারতাম না। এখন প্রতিদিন আমি যেটা ইনকাম করি সেটা হচ্ছে প্রতিদিন আপনার আমার আয় আছে, সব খরচ বাদ দিয়ে আমি 4 থেকে 500 টাকা আমি আয় করি।
You are a female rider, right? Does that give you weird stares from passengers whom you pick up?
আসলে কি বলবো, আমাদের বাংলাদেশে তো মেয়েদের মূল্যায়ন খুবই কম, আবার অনেকে লজ্জা দেয়, অনেকে গুনগুন করে হাসে, বাজে কমেন্ট করে, তো বাসের হেল্পাররা বাজে কমেন্ট করে। তো আসলে এগুলো আমি কখনোই কানে নেই না, কারণ আমি কাজ করলে আমি ইনকাম করলে আমার ঘরে খাবার যাবে, তাদের কথা শুনলে তাদের কথায় আমার ঘরে খাবার যাবে না।
Startup founders, when they are successful, always steal all the limelight, don't they? But what about the hundreds or the thousands of workforce in the company who support and build that goal of theirs? Equally important as well. The everyday people who attempt to solve problems because personally they felt the hindrance of such a problem.
At the first time when I was using my motorcycle, that time I'm not using any kinds of security device. At the parking, just I go to the bank or something, I come, but I lost my bike. Then I am trying to buy another bike and install one remote limited lens device. Just only 100 or 200 meter can working. That time I am thinking I need to more range since 2015. I'm just slowly try to make a anti-theft device for only motorcycle. I make GSM-based security device. That one I can control from any phone, from anywhere, from my country. That's the prototype device for the GSM base. It's looking very ugly, but it's working. And now this device is converted to like this. Now this is the latest device,
Okay.
the final device.
It even has a little sticker here that says, it's a smart and safe security system activated via GSM technology.
I have already installed this device, this bike. So if I park my bike and I just go to anywhere, if somebody come for stolen like this, if someone just on my bike will start. Normally, it will start running. But at the same time, the bike is calling me. Press the specification button.
Okay.
If I press like star, the lock key, bike will stop.
Oh, wow.
If you try to again start, cannot. And the continue call is coming.
I see.
And the bike also gives siren.
Okay.
Now is only the GSM, no need any internet connection or something, but next time I have to plan to IoT internet over things. Like this, I can control my bike from anywhere, from my home or anywhere in country.
So how many users do you have?
About 2,000 to 3,000 people already using my device.
Do you personally install all the motorcycles?
Yes.
You started this to prevent bike theft. Do you know what is the figure? And usually, where are they stolen?
Every day, 20 to 30 motorcycles will be stolen. Usually in the rural area, also Dhaka. If you don't have any kinds of device, just only 30-second bike can start and can go.
Bangladesh is a developing country. And as of any developing country, there are risks. And because it is a risky country sort of to invest in, the rewards are definitely greater than that of investing in a developed country. Amidst all the obvious chaos, opportunities can arise. But the investor needs to feel safe. And at this point in time, Bangladesh has still some runway to go. Children to come from the young people of Bangladesh will be the ones who will truly make Bangladesh an international economy. So that's another 20 years, right? And that's when the infrastructure of Bangladesh modernizes as well. That's when Bangladesh gets moving, and that's when I feel Bangladesh will then be an international player.